Welcome to Satisfactory. My name is Nilaus and I want to show you a pretty cool build and show you how to build it. So this is pure copper, as you can probably tell. Well, maybe you can't tell, but from the title and thumbnail this should be pretty evident that it is all about pure copper and by extension also pure iron, because they are pretty much the same. So what I want to show you is that this thing here, copper, let's have a look. I have always been using the standard one, but when you get to late game, you know there's this opportunity to do this, and I've been always sort of pushing it off for two reasons. Water is annoying, and power consumption of a refinery is a bit prohibitive. But when you have a beautiful turbo fuel power plant, as I do, and you can find a tutorial on my channel, then power might not be such a big concern, at least not for now. And so, since we have water right here, then I started looking at the potential for this recipe, and it was actually surprising at how good the ratios are, and that's what I'm going to show you. So what we are looking at here is, let's take a simple one here. This one is taking each of these refineries are taking 6 copper, well, no, let's do it per minute. 15 copper per minute and 10 water per minute gives us 37.5. That's a huge increase in productivity here. So it's because of the increase in productivity. If it was like 1.5 or something, it wouldn't really be worth it. But this much, it is absolutely worth it. So what I did was start doing some calculations and get some really cool ratios that I can show you here. That's what we built here. And that is the purpose of this one. So I'll be first showing you how it works, and then I'll be showing you how it's built. So if you have no interest in actually looking at how it's built easily, then you can skip it from there. Let's have a look at all the total numbers for this. So if we look at what we have inbound here, we have a single inbound Mark 5 belt coming in, and that can actually feed in this row. We have 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20. So we have in total of 80 refineries in total. And I should mention 80 refineries is 2,400 megawatts of power. So yeah, it's pretty much a late game build. But as a result, if I have 80 of these, then I will be consuming 1,200 copper ore, 800 water, and I will be producing 3,000 copper ingots. So this is what we have. We have a single inbound belt here. This is taking 600. And the other one out there is also going at 600. And also we have a pipe coming in here. This pipe will be pushing in 400, and the other one 400 as well. So we have some really neat numbers. They work on Mark 5s. And on the outbound side, we will have in this part, all of this will consolidate all the way up to 750, and since the capacity of a Mark 5 belt is 780, that means it's pretty good utilization of a single belt. So we have 2 belts inbound, 2 pipes inbound, and 4 belts outbound. 4 belts outbound has this really neat feature, and let me just roll down this line so we can see how neat this is actually built. It has the really nice advantage that I like because it fits with what I'm doing. If we have 750 on each of the belts, then as we come down here, we will have 4 belts up here, all 4 belts going up at a nice 750 per minute, and it goes in each one into a separate location, and that gives us a pretty nice, without any balancing or anything like that, we have now a lot of copper coming in here, and we can now make it available to a train station so that we can get trains coming in here, picking up 3,000 copper per minute, and that means we can pretty much just always keep it going. There's one thing that you might want to consider, I'm not considering it right now, is that you can build a buffer chest here before the box so that it will even continue while it's loading. Because the thing is, when it is loading, then these belts stop going in. That's just how trains work, and that means it backfills. The problem is that, or the idea would be like, oh no, it's backfilling, that means you're stopping production. Well, actually not. Remember, each line here has 20 here, so it can fill up to 20 times 100 in capacity, and that's kind of a lot of sort of buffer capacity that it can fill up. So I do have a lot of buffer anyway. And so that's why I'm not really feeling it. And maybe when we have 5 trains just struggling to put in here, then we can consider. Now I do want to apologize a bit for the color. The colors are chosen by the since we're building it on Twitch, by the hype train winner, and Natsa, who won, said I want the ugliest colors possible. So there you go. We have shit brown and piss yellow as our colors for the factory, and yeah. Well, we just gotta enjoy the scenery in that case. So let's take a look at how I would actually build this, because it can be built pretty simply. So let's take this out and start building it. And so with the magic of our time machine, we now have a clean slate here where we can start building our factory. So the first thing is we need to get a lot of concrete foundation in place, but I have a very specific way I always build refineries, and there will be no other way to do that. The first thing is this will be the transport lane outbound. Then I'll have 1, 2, 3. So I put it in the middle here. That will be for refinery. Then this one will be the transport lane inbound. Then I'll have 1, 2, 3 for the other refinery, and then that will be the outbound transport lane. That's going to be how it is, and that's how I always do things with refineries, because it means that it fits perfectly when I start doing these. So we are going to make a refinery, and it's going to come in from the inside lane. So let me build it anywhere I feel like. I think that is the good place to build it, and over on this side. There. Well, that's easy. And now you can build this as building it as close as possible, and I'm not going to say that's wrong or anything. I just prefer building it so that one is, you can see here, this one is aligned towards the middle of the foundation, and the next one is aligned towards the edge of the foundation. If you do that, there's a nice little space between them. Not that it really matters, but I think it just gives them a bit of breathing room. And I can just see that I just made it incorrect compared to what I had over on the other side. That's wonderful. Let's do this one and there, and build the next. And then so we just build it all the way down here. And that was the last of these. Now we have built all of the refineries. They look really nice, all 40 of these. That will take care of 1,500. Now what is important that I've built in advance, I built this power line here. I've become really fond of making these beams here and using those for power, because that means I can actually do some power while I build. And you can see here, yeah, that's not how I wanted it, right? You can see that if I do this, it's super easy to power these up, and it gives me the ability to fly around on my hovercraft while building this. So we just need to hook this up, and then we can get on with the inbounds and outbounds as well. Now everything is powered up, and that's good. You can see everything is also yellow because I just took the time to set up all of the recipes as well, and then we can get started on the next. And yes, I know nighttime is here, but this is a long and arduous process, so we are going to need to use all the time we have available to build this. You will be working night and day to get this done. It is a big build, but on the other hand, if you have 3,000 copper per minute coming in, then you probably don't need a lot more. So here is where you need a lot of splitters. You go 1, 2, 3, and next one, 1, 2, 3, and then you go basically all the way down. So let me just show you why you do all of this, is because when you then set here, I will just switch it to Mark 1 because I don't want to use anything else. So it will be from here to there. And from here to there. And what I'll then do afterwards is I'll take these two out. And I'll take these two out. Then I'll switch over to my liquids. And then I will build this in here. Just want to make sure that it's aligned. And that one. Then I'll have my pipe and also the other pipe in here, and the middle pipe, the one that's actually going to bring it in, will have to be a Mark II pipe because I'm getting 400 on this. That one, and then moving on. So this is the pattern that we want to build, and of course we'll also have up here, we'll have the Mark III, Mark V belt coming in here. That'll be coming in from the side and going all the way in there. So what we need to do now is first thing first, I'll be doing this. There's one question, like, I know that I always get the question, like, why did you not align them so that the inputs are equal? But if I align them so that the inputs for solids are equal, then the pipelines are not going to be equal. Plus, if we look down the line here, it looks really neat that they're all aligned with each other. It looks absolutely junk if they're all sort of slightly off to the side. So that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is make a stupid amount of splitters. 1, 2, 3. Move a bit forward. 1, 2, 3. And then all the way down. And it takes a bit of time to set all of these up and make sure that they are hooked up and ready, and also set up the pipes underneath as we had described. And once it's done, well, setting up the outside here, this is also super easy. I always set this in the middle and then just drag the line out here. I use Mark 1s on this side and Mark 5s for transport. That's always my my philosophy is you always take the lowest tier necessary for the feeder from, let's call this a feeder line and this is a transport line. So the transport lines are always like the highest. Well, actually Mark 5 at this point. So all we need to do is, you can see here, we already bought the iron inbound, but we need to make sure that we have some water coming in, and I'll show you a pretty neat way of doing that. So it is coming down, and this is going to be here. What I have done, as you can see, I am building below the water surface, and that is a pretty damn good idea to do that. So if you build right below the water surface, you can place these extractors along the grid, which you normally cannot do, and that's really annoying that you can't do that. So this is a good trick to get that done. And what I want to do is I want to get there, and I think that's the middle. Yes, that's the middle. Then I also want to set it up here for the middle. That's the middle, and over on this side for the middle as well. That looks middle-ish. Yes, it does. Good. So once I have that, I can set these up, and they will now have the blue lines necessary. There, blue lines, and drag it. That's a blue line. And over on this side, drag it over. Blue line. Nope, I missed the blue line. Blue line. Blue line. There. Once we have that, I can take this out. And I can take this one out. I can take this one out. Oops. This one out. Actually, I do want this. And then I also want it on top. Here, so it goes just above the surface. And I will take, this will now be a perfect match. They are coming in here. This one's coming in here. And I will now need to switch these up. They will be bringing in a total of 400. So I will be getting this one to 200. And the other one will also be set to 200 as well. There we go, 200. That will give us the 400 we need. And then let's drag a power line. We can set that to this little corner so that it goes in here, and then to this little corner, and then it goes into this one. I am so tired of looking at the Christmas decoration. Can you please get that out of my game? And that goes over to this side. And then I need to switch to the one that's called horizontal to vertical. That tags it all the way up. Come on. You can do it. But it's not going to get up there without a pump. So let's build a pump and then hook it up to this one. And do we have a pump? Yes, we do. And it's pumping at about 400. Now it's just emptying the belt, but it will just scale up at 400. We have now water brought back into our system all the way up. Water is coming in. It's looking good. And all we need to do now is hook up. And that's all we need. We now have 600 coming in. Well, it's actually consuming 600. Here's another little trick. If this one comes in at 780 at this point, because that's the max rate that it's coming in, and there's some stockpile back, yeah, so it's stockpiled, then this one will take 60 out. So you can see this one filling up slowly. This one will take 60, but that means it's still the majority that keeps pushing on. If I was using these as Mark 5, then it would come in here, and then we could take 50% in here, 50% onwards. That means that the manifold here it would take way longer to go all the way down, because it would have to fill this one up. Now it's only filling it up slowly, because it's filling up at a rate of 60 per minute instead of filling it up way faster. That means if we go down here, we're still gonna see tiny bit coming in, and it'll just keep going. It's gonna take a while for all of this to get started, but hopefully we can see we have this one operational, and it's outputting. It's also outputting slowly, but it is outputting. Here it goes 15, and don't you worry, it will be emptying this one before the next one comes in. And we see down the line here, all of that is going in, and we have now our production completely done. And all we need to now do is color it if we feel so inclined. That's what I do. You can also encapsulate it, but I really like having refineries in an open factory because they look so great and they put out steam, so that's something I'd really want to keep in here. I hope that you enjoyed this little short introduction to how to do it, like the benefits of how to do it and sort of the scale of it. And I think I've come up with some pretty good ratios. The idea is also like reduce 600 or 1200 copper inbound. That's actually only two normal copper mines out here with a Mark III miner fully overloaded, is fully overclocked. It's 600 coming in, so it's only just 2 copper mines we need for this one, 2 normal copper mines. It's not very much. And then we can get a magnificent 3000 copper per minute. I think that's pretty damn amazing build. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, and also in the comment section, if you have anything else you want me to take a look at and make some designs for, by all means let me know. And of course, if you are wondering what this absolutely amazing cool factory is, then this is the one I am streaming over on Twitch. It's Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, and I'm progressing. We are getting really late game, and there's some big factories being built. So I hope you want to check it out. So do come on by, and it's on Twitch TV/Nilaus. If in case you are in doubt, link in the description below. So I hope to see you there, or maybe for another episode here on YouTube. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.